So someone is asking, Coach, we have a business with my partner and we are struggling to collect cash because there is always a short. How can we work together without someone being tempted to play foul? How can we work together without someone being tempted to play foul? Welcome to A Word from the Coach. The conversation of partnerships is a big conversation, and this question, simple and short as it looks, is a very big question. And I would want to respond it in 3 parts. In the first part, I'll share with you a story, giving one of my encounters in partnerships. I've had several. And then I will also talk about who your ideal partner should look like. That will be part 1. Then part 2, I'll talk about how to succeed in partnership. Then part 3, I will talk about red flags in partnerships. But before then, if this is your first time here, as usual, please take a moment and subscribe, like this video. Feel free to share it with others. If you have a comment, please drop it in the comment section. If you have a question, please drop it there. It is those questions that I make videos in response to help not just you, but another person, other people to also be able to learn from the same. So when we talk about partnerships, we're talking about more than one person coming together and agreeing to do business. They can come together and form a company. They can come together and form a proper partnership. But just talking about collaboration between 2 people deciding to do business. Long time ago, we decided to form a partnership, 4 of us. We were close friends, and on the basis of our friendship, we decided to form a partnership. We did not want any complications, so we decided that we will share the capital required equally. According to us, at that time, all that a business needed was capital, and therefore, if we were able to come up with equal amount in terms of contribution towards capital, then we have minimized conflicts. Then we had a gentleman's agreement that we will share profit and losses equally. And so we thought we were set to go. We had just concluded our university studies, and we wanted to have some footing as we waited for jobs and whatever it is. We wanted to start something. So we started a general merchandise business. We were selling everything. This kind of shop where if you want a cup, you get. If you want a plate, you get. If you want a tin lamp, you get. If you want a lantern lamp, you get. You want a mattress, you get. You want a pillow, you get, and so on. We were selling everything. That kind of business requires a very populated area. So we got a very populated area in Nairobi, one of the slums, and we set up our business there. And in my judgment, it was a very good business. It was a promising business. So 4 of us have set up a business. I was like the CEO of the business. So, putting thoughts together and just spearheading the business. So when we put the money together, we went to look for where the business will be. We got a house. Some differences began to emerge amongst the 4 of us. It began to look apparent that we were split in the middle. 2 of us were very proactive in the affairs of the business, the tangible affairs of the business, the moving up and down of the business, running errands, going to look for the house, negotiating, going downtown to buy stock and things like those. Then we had the other 2 who were not really into the business in terms of being their body, soul, and mind. They have given their contribution towards capital, and that's it. We are just fresh from campus, so they still have some ego. They still feel, important. There are some things they can't do. How can a graduate be going downtown to negotiate for prices of plastic cups and plastic pegs and those things. They started feeling uncomfortable accompanying us to downtown when we would be going for shopping. They started feeling uncomfortable being seen in the slums where the shop was, being seen as part of that particular shop. How can we be associated with a shop like this? We are big people. We have graduated. That started really dividing us sharply in the middle, because we started having some grumbling. The two of us are feeling that we are really giving in a lot into this, yet it's an equal share kind of thing. When we make profit, we will share it equally. When we make losses, we will share them equally. But how come the two of us are heavily involved into the affairs of this? Maybe the other two should also consider looking at us like employees of the business, so that when we are sharing the profits, then maybe we have a fairer share commensurate to the work we are putting into this. But initially anyway, that was not a big deal. We are friends, so on that basis, we know nothing bad can happen to the partnership. The other two, on the other hand, have their own expectations that we are not aware of. They also feel, they are equal partners in this. So we proceeded, we launched the business, we opened the business, we shopped for the initial stock, and we employed someone who was running the business, and we opened the doors, and the business started operating. So we ran the business for the first month. I looked at the performance of the business. We had replaced certain items in our stock list several times. In my judgment, this was a very good business. I had been in other businesses before, so I had known the realities of businesses on the ground. This particular month, the first month, that business was able to pay the person we had employed. That business was able to pay rent. But then we didn't have any other thing left after that. So when I convened the first meeting after trading for a month for us to be able to go through the performance of the business, I was hoping that I'm coming to present good news to my partners. I'm coming to present something that we'll all smile about. And so we met, wherever we met, then I presented the numbers. This is the records that we have, our purchases, our sales, our expenses, and therefore this is the gross profit that we made. This is, how we handle our expenses, and so this is where we are. And to my astonishment, or to the astonishment of the two of us, that is when our other two partners expressed dissatisfaction in the performance of the business. And they said they are frustrated. They thought we are coming to share profits. They knew once you get into business, then you start minting millions. So they thought I was coming to report that after paying everything, we had these millions to share. Mark you, throughout the operations in the month, they haven't been hands-on to get to know what exactly is happening. They haven't even visited the shop to know how things are looking like. But they were disappointed because I did not have money to share amongst us. And that's when they declared that that business was not a promising business, was not a good business, it was a bad idea, and that they wanted the partnership dissolved. I've never been frustrated like I was that day. This other friend of mine, the one we were actively involved with, was also feeling that this was a very good business. He had also done business before elsewhere. And we were very frustrated because we did not have any extra money to even buy off these other two partners. We tried our best to look for money, to talk to them, to even give us time to see whether we could run the business and then be able to settle them. But they refused. They said we needed to kill the partnership there and then. All right, so as the CEO of the business, I thought about it. I tried to handle the situation, but there was nothing I could do. We tried to look for money to settle these guys. There was no place. We had really squeezed ourselves to raise the capital. So one day, out of anger, I came and I called the four of us. We entered into the shop. We settled the person we had employed. And I told them, you stand in that corner, you stand in that corner, you stand in that corner, and I will stand in this corner. And we literally distributed stock because you guys don't want to give us time to trade so that we can settle you. You are saying we kill this thing right now, so let us kill it physically. So we would go through stock item by item. We go to spoons. So you pick your spoon, pick your spoon, pick your spoon, I pick mine. We go to plastic sieves. Pick your sieve, pick yours, I pick mine. We go to mattresses. Pick yours, pick yours, pick yours, I pick mine. We go to other item. And you can imagine that kind of business has a lot of items. But anyway, that was the only option I had at that time. So that's how we dissolved our partnership at that time. And looking back and later on becoming a student of entrepreneurship, I pick a lot of lessons from that encounter. I have used that story training business people on how best to run partnerships. Okay, so having given you that story, allow me then to share with you very fast who your ideal business partner should look like. Number one, an ideal business partner is someone who has something that you don't have. One of the mistakes that many business people do when they're looking for partners is to look for someone who is their replica. Something tells us that if I look for someone who is like me, someone who behaves like me, has a personality like mine, maybe someone we studied the same thing, someone who has circumstances more or less similar to mine, then we will go a long way. Now, the reality of business on the ground is different. Remember, as you're looking for a partner, there is something you're missing. There is some inadequacy that you would want a partner to come and fill. And that's why I usually suggest that you look for someone who has what you don't have. Maybe your business requires someone who has a personality that is outgoing that you don't have. So you want to bring on board a partner who will fill that gap. Maybe your business requires finances that you don't have. So you would want to look for a partner who is bringing finances on board. Maybe you are very good in marketing, but you're not very good in closing the sales. You want a partner who can be able to help close the sales. Maybe you're very good in going out there to look for the sales, but you're not very good in management. You can't really manage the business. You can't put the business together, the different pieces of the business together. You can't coordinate procurement function together with HR function, together with the sales and marketing function, and so on. You're looking for a partner who can be able to bring in managerial skills so that then together you can be able to have a formidable force and move your partnership to the next level. So make sure you're looking for someone who has what you don't have. Number two, you want to look for someone who has shared values with you, someone that you share some values with. Values are those attributes that we anchor our lives around. Okay, they're those things that we believe in. If you look for a partner who believes in the opposite ideals from yours, then you're going to have conflicts. For example, there are some people who value togetherness. Other people do not value togetherness. There's someone who values education. Another one does not value education. There are families where people will proudly talk bad things about education because they do not value education. Okay. There is someone who values straightforwardness. They want to do their businesses in a clean way. They don't like corrupt dealings. They don't like shortcuts. There's another person who believes that the only way to do business is through shortcuts. So when you look for a partner, you don't believe in shortcuts, you get a partner who believes in shortcuts, then you are going to have conflicts because you will always be clashing. They'll be saying, as we budget for business money, let us spare money for bribery. You, on the other hand, will be saying, no, we don't have to bribe anyone for us to run business. And before you know it, your business is beginning to have issues. Number three, if you're looking for a business partner, then look for someone who is able to understand and internalize your business vision. I'm assuming here that you have already developed a business idea, or you already have an existing business and now you want to bring someone else on board. You want to look for someone who can understand your vision, who can be able to appreciate that vision and be willing to join hands with you to move that vision forward. But if you get a partner or a potential partner, after you have explained to them what your business is all about, you've spent time explaining to them, but at the end of the explanation, they take you back again. They've not understood anything. You explain again and they take you back again. They haven't understood anything. They may not be the right partners for you. You might be looking for financial partners. They have the money you're looking for, but the fact that they cannot internalize your vision, they can't see your dream, they can't understand what you're talking about, makes it very risky picking them as your partners. So the first thing, once you identify a partner, you want to sell your dream to them. And you're very keen to observe that they're actually understanding what your business is all about. If they're not understanding, then you want to be very careful as you think about them as your partners. Number 4, a good business partner is a partner who is flexible. The opposite of flexible is rigid. So a good partner is a partner who, when you want to make a decision, a business decision, is open enough to accommodate your views, is flexible enough to say, even though my position was this, we can try your suggestion and see how far we can go. And even where we try your suggestion and it fails, is not quick to say, I told you. It's not quick to lay blame. You can pick lessons together and even now try their option. You're not looking for a partner who is very rigid to the extent that they cannot take in any other person's suggestion. We have people who are very domineering. The idea was yours. The existing business is yours. You have invited them. You want to partner with them, but they cannot even listen to you. You put in a suggestion, they want their way or their way. So if you are courting someone, because before you enter into partnership, you're supposed to go into some courtship, for you to get to understand each other. You're supposed to have a series of meetings talking about this idea. Through that, you are able to gauge and see, hey, is this person someone who can be able to accommodate another person's view, or is it a person who insists that it is their view or no one else's? So you want someone who can be flexible. One day you pick their view, another day they can also be flexible to pick your view. And lastly, number 5, an ideal business partner is a partner who is accessible. Yes, you don't want a partner who will just inject money in the business and disappear, or a partner who is just a partner by name. They probably contributed something in the business, they gave a name to the business, or they contributed capital, but they cannot be accessible. Whenever you look for them, when you want to make critical decisions, you cannot access them. You call them, you don't get them on phone. You want to be very careful with those partners, because the business will be stuck every time you want to make crucial decisions. Every time you want to withdraw money, to power something in the business, you will be stuck because that other partner is not accessible. Maybe they are signatories to the account, but you cannot access them. Every time you're looking for them, your clients are stranded. You are also very stranded, but your partner is nowhere to be seen. So when you're courting them, if you realize this is someone who you cannot access, you're looking for them, you can't get them. You're calling them when it is crucial, you can't get them. Then you want to be very careful, even as you think about having them as your partner. So I hope this helps you in picking your ideal partner. For those of you that are thinking about partnering with other people, just think about it. Partnerships are very good. They thrive in other instances, but they also fail terribly in a lot of instances because many of us go into them blindly. So I hope this helps you to know who your ideal partner is. The list is not exhaustive. Feel free to add other attributes of your ideal partner in the comment section. And again, if you have another question, feel free to ask, and I'll be glad to make another word from the coach video in response to the same. So this is part 1. So see you into part 2 as I now talk about how to succeed in partnership. You can do better.